This episode of the podcast is brought to you by. This episode is brought to you. Okay, you know what? Instead of an ad, this episode is going to start out with a riddle. Okay, I know it's kind of like a riddle. Okay, if let's say there's two people, there's Jamie and there's Johnny. Okay, Jamie is a female, identifies as a female. Johnny identifies as a male. Okay, Johnny has a penis. Jamie has a vagina. Okay, which is kind of the motivating factor in why Johnny is choosing to identify as a male, and Jamie is choosing to identify as a female based on her having a vagina, but it's also her preference. Okay, John could have a penis and want to be a female. That's okay. Okay, I'm not bashing that. All right. Anyways, back to the riddle. John has slept with 55 women. Okay, John likes Jamie. Okay, and John goes, this is John. John goes, hey, Jamie, how many people have you slept with? She goes, 17. And then John goes, you're a fucking hoe. I don't sleep with whores. I don't want to date you anymore. You're a fucking hoe. Okay? I don't really know how this is a riddle, but basically John is a fucking piece of shit. Okay, so if you're a John out there that has slept with a lot of people and then makes fun of other people and says hoe and whore, you're not invited to fucking listen to this episode. Okay, and I've been that person. All right, I've been a John before. I've been the guy that was sleeping around with girls all the fucking time in high school. And then a girl would come up. Well, you know what? No, I didn't really do that. I didn't really turn girls away when I was in high school. I was kind of just, if you fucking want me, you get a pretty fair shot, meaning my standards weren't that high. Fuck having high standards anyways. But I had a phase in my life where I would judge a girl that has slept with more people, and meanwhile I'm here sleeping with fucking 30 people, you know what I mean? And then a girl would be like, yeah, I slept with 16, and I'd be like, you're a fucking hoe. I wouldn't say it to her, but that's what would go on in the back of my head. So from the John and Jamie riddle that I gave you guys, John's a piece of shit because that's not how fucking life works, okay? If you've had sex with X amount of people and she's had sex with literally less than you have no fucking right to say anything. And if she's had sex with more people than you have and you say something, you're just being a bitch because you're like kind of jealous about it, in my opinion, okay? So I'm going to break this episode down for you. This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, if you haven't clued in yet, we're talking about body counts and does it affect dating someone if they have a high body count and why? And should it affect if you even sleep with the person? If I've had sex with one person, okay, and this girl's had sex with 15, that's going to be like really fucking intimidating. Is it going to change my mind? That's kind of, for me at least, that makes sense. If one person had sex with under 3 people and then the other person had sex with like 20, I could see how that's intimidating. But we're going to get into that in a second, okay? I asked questions. I got a lot of responses. I got some triggered responses, which are always great. But before that, I just want to talk quickly, okay? Just 2 minutes. If you listen to the podcast like 2 episodes ago, when the coronavirus was just starting to kick in, I know I said I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just doing a quick 2-minute thing. If you listen to that, I predicted that 680 people were going to die over 10 years, okay? And I felt genuinely confident. I was like, you know what? These numbers are pretty fucking good. Like, I almost thought that I was going to get like a job because of my prediction of how accurate it was. And I just want to let you guys know that is going to be fucking blown past in about 2 more months, okay? So just to get us in a good mood. So I take back my prediction, and I realize that I look like a fucking moron, okay? And that's about it. Also, I've realized that during this time, it's probably a good idea if you're over 18, okay, it's probably a good idea to like try shit that you don't really want to, like that you wanted to try in your past, but you never have. This is kind of the time to start doing that shit. Puzzles. It's a good time to break out a puzzle and just start fucking going to town. You're not gonna have a lot of fun, and you're gonna realize that your life is just dog shit. But at least you got to fucking make a puzzle. And then what do you do after? You fucking crumple it all up? No, this is what you do. You fucking make the puzzle, and then you get that glue shit, and then you go over it so it all sticks together, and then frame it. And let that be like a reminder of just a time in your life that you could never explain to anybody, but it was just so fucked. So puzzles are a good thing to try right now. Also, I feel like if anybody wants to try like a DMT, it's probably a good time to do that. Sit in your fucking room, take some DMT. I don't know how you do it. I don't know if I think you smoke it, or you fucking put it in your, like, stuff it in your ear or some shit, and then just get in a dark room, take your fucking DMT through the mouth or the ear, and then just lay there and see the wildest shit. I feel like now is the time to do that type of stuff. Like acid, DMT, LSD, fucking, because that's like, whenever people tell me like that they're doing that, then they're like, dude, the fucking nature is so crazy, man. I just saw like this fucking dragon come from over my head out the fucking window, dude. Like, I think like that's dumb. Like, hey, I could go outside and I could see a river and appreciate the beauty of the nice weather and the river and the fucking trees. Like, I don't need like a drug to enhance that. It's fucking nature. It's beautiful as it is. But if you're sitting in your room alone, now I'm not thinking about trying acid or any of that. Not my fucking thing ever, okay? I think that I would probably end up like coming out of my acid trip with like a knife in my neck because I just fucking tried to kill myself. So, and I probably would die over, like, as I'm coming out of my trip, I would probably be dead. So, not doing that. Not over here. But for all the people out there that are trying to experience weird shit or that are bored out of their minds, like, if you want to try it, now's the time. And I would even tell my parents if I was going to do it. Even if you're 18 and you feel like you're an adult, be like, hey, Mom, I'm going to go in my room for a fucking while, okay? And if you open the door, I might fucking, like, make a fucking growl noise that you've never even heard. But it's because when you open that door, I don't fucking see my mom. I might see a Loch Ness monster come through, and I might screech out of how scared I am. So in order to not do that, don't fucking open my door, okay? Thanks, Mom. And then go in your room and get your tabs of acid and rip them and sit them. Okay? That's my advice. Because you know what? Like, there's a lot of things that you could do that, like, are kind of fun when you're home alone. But if your mom is, like, being a bitch and your dad sucks and your fucking brother's an asshole, or you don't have a brother, or your sister's being a bitch, like, there's going to be times where you just want to be alone, right? So then what do? Then, your video game gets boring after a while, and fucking watching TV is kind of getting old because you've fucking seen every episode of every show you've ever wanted to see. So then you kind of get to, like, you know what? I'll just do a drug. And then you do the drug, and then everything else seems cool because you go through it, I don't know, guys. All right. It's just, in my opinion, if there was a time and a place to do acid or try any goofy fucking drug, now's the time because you could be home. The only thing that I'm realizing as I say this that might be a problem is that if you, like, overdose or you freak out and you have to go to the hospital, you're taking away someone's chances that actually has a fucking coronavirus virus. Is it a disease or a virus? So do it in a good amount. Now's the time to safely do drugs. Okay? That's all I'm saying. I'm not promoting them. And if you're under 18, don't fucking do it. But if you want to play around and you're 35 and you haven't tried it yet and you're listening to my podcast, now, let me give you the fucking pat on the back. Go ahead. All right? Go ahead, guys. All right, back to this fucking body count shit. All right, so I asked a question to my friends and family, which is all of my Instagram followers, which, by the way, my Instagram's not doing that hot lately. So if you want to go over to my Instagram and tap a few likes, maybe, message me, hey, hope you're doing good, buddy. That would really be appreciative. Um, Wait, what was I going to fucking say? Oh, I asked you guys a question that was if you found out that the person that you're seeing had a high body count, would that change your perspective or would it sway your fucking pursuing in that person? Meaning, okay, body count means how many people you've had sex with. That's just, it's not really what it means. I think the origins of the words body count is like from gang members saying how many people they've killed, and then little white kids like myself was like, body count, I've kissed 3 girls. So now it became like a fun sexual thing. I'm sure there's some people out there that might listen to this podcast that are gonna be like, nah, I've killed fucking 4 people. That's my body count. That's not what we're talking about, okay? We're talking about how many people you've had sex with. So, the question was, does a person's body count sway you pursuing them in a fucking relationship? Does it change anything? Does it make you feel different? Would it make you break up with them if you're already dating? Shit like that. All right, you kind of get the question. I'm gonna read some answers that are from you guys first because I think you guys enjoy hearing that type of shit. And that's kind of the point of the fucking bit that I do here. And then I'm going to read some Reddit ones. The Reddit ones are more of like the triggered people because it's kind of hard to find people our age or like at least around my age, 21, that like are going to get mad about this question. There definitely are the handful of like hardcore feminists or hardcore Christians or hardcore fucking goody two-shoes people that are just like, that really value the first time you have sex with someone. And they don't really follow me, okay? The hardcore Christians and the prudes out there, they're not really enjoying my content. I know I have a few that just enjoy like how bizarre I talk and like how fucked it is to like, this kid talks about sex all the time. Like, I don't even want to have sex until I'm married. There's a very small portion of people that enjoy listening to complete opposite type shit. But as a majority, my listeners are all just as fucking reckless as I am and just as dumb and like fucking whatever. Also, I have these shoes here. I'm not doing a review of them yet. I just think they're beautiful and I want them to sit here. All right, so first answer is I don't think it matters how many people someone has slept with as long as they're clean and loyal, I guess. Also, it depends on age. Like if you're young with a really high body count, then that might not be too promising. I honestly try to avoid that because I'd much not rather know. Well, if they're young, you probably shouldn't be fucking them because that's rape, right? So I hope you meant if they're 18 or 19. Also, I don't know how old you are, but like they shouldn't be that much younger than you. If you're 30, kind of weird vibes from this answer. But they also say, and I'm not answering the second question because that's private. Oh, I know who this is. Okay. I'm thinking that this was an older guy that was responding. So I was going to try to call him out for being weird, but it's actually not. This is a girl that's like my age. So, but also, yeah, if you're 21 and they're young, how fucking young could they be, So, not sure what you meant there. But, yeah, if they're like 19 and they've slept with 40 people, probably something's a little weird there. If they're 18 and they slept with 40 people, a lot of rape going on and not into all that. So you probably want to not go for those people. And it doesn't mean that they're different. It doesn't mean that they're, well, you know what? No, I'm going to take back what I said. Scratch what I just said. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't go for those people. It means that you should fucking learn about them more. Why did you have 40 partners and you're only 18? What's going on here? Were they all at 18 years old, which is a fine, or was there a lot of shit going on that shouldn't have been going on? And it doesn't mean that you should judge them for that. It just means that you should learn about what's going on and then decide, Also, if they're 18, that's probably not the situation. I had sex with a lot of people when I was, well, by the time I was 19, yeah, it was pretty high, but I don't fucking know. But but if somebody sat down and asked me, if a girl sat down and said, like, look, I really want to have sex with you. Why have you had sex with so many people? And I was just like, hey, when I was 15, I was hooking up with 15-year-olds. When I was 16, it was 16 and 17. When I was 17, it was 18, 19. Like, and I wanted to do it. It was all good. So there's nothing going on. I'm not like fucked up. I don't have PTSD about any of it. It was all good. It was all happy, fun sex. That's all that matters. If the person's been through some like really fucked up shit, then you might not want to have sex with them, because you might want to leave that up to them. You know, hey, if you've been through some fucking shit, some rape or some forced sex that you don't want to, I would actually, rather than try to take advantage of that person and have sex with them and be a piece of shit, if you're 18 and they're 18 and they've had sex with 50 people and you've had sex with 2, it's probably better to be like, you know what? You figure your own shit out. You figure some shit out, and then maybe when we're 25, we'll hit each other up again. That was way too, I dove in. Dived or dove? I dove in too much for that fucking answer, and I got a little bit weird. So we're just going to skip the rest of that. This person says, I guess it depends on how long ago it was and how they feel about it at the moment. If I'm seeing someone who just was railing 4 different bitches weeks ago, I'm going to have to head out, LMAO. But I don't like that I said that out loud. I'm going to have to head out. But if they used to be a hoe but seemed like a changed person who changed their level of respect for sex, then I'd be able to pursue them still. I say that because after I got out of a relationship, I went batshit crazy and fucked 5 different dudes within a year. It taught me a lot. I wouldn't change it though, because I learned a lesson. Sex is not valuable when you just have sex with anyone or random people. When you preserve sex for more meaningful people in your life, it makes it so much better, and you learn to reroute. This is big. What she says here is really fucking huge, actually. This last part, it makes it so much better, and you learn to reroute what used to be sexual energy into way more productive shit, like taking steps towards your goals. That last part is fucking huge, okay? Because when I was single and I was just fucking having an animalistic day where I just wanted to fuck people all day, like part of that was, and I knew this because I'm fucking self-aware. A lot of people try to pretend that this isn't a thing, but I noticed that, like, you know, my sales aren't great. My fucking shit's not going too well. It was actually both, okay? There were some times where my sales were really great and I was meeting fucking celebrities and I wanted to, like, have sex to celebrate. That's the right thing to do. When you could connect your fucking personal life and your productive shit to sex in a healthy way, like, you literally, like, if you're single and you just get a fucking raise and then you call over a girl and you're like, let's fucking have sex. And she's like, I'm so down. And you're like, I just got a raise. And she's like, I don't care, just fuck me. But for you, it's like, oh my God, this is so sick. And for her, it's just normal sex, but it's still good for her. That's good because you're connecting, like, positive life shit with that. Or, you know, your mom hasn't been in your life for years. And then she calls you one day and you're like, fuck yeah, I'm going to go have sex now. Then it's positive shit's going on in your life that's good. And then you're having fucking sex. That's good. What I would do, which I did have some of that, I experienced some of the positive connections, but I also experienced a lot of, like, I feel fucking lonely. My ex-girlfriend's doing good and I'm fucking not. And, you know, I want to be like, why can't I get so far in my future as I want to be? And why isn't my fucking shit blowing up yet? And it would come from dark places, okay? Not dark, but not good, you know? Not fucking light. It would come from places like that, which are not the best type of place. When you're, like, worried about being lonely or worried about your future or worried about whatever, and then you're just like, fuck it. Hey, want to give me a BJ? It's like, it doesn't really work. And you're literally, like, pausing your fucking life And pausing and it doesn't even mean if you're pausing your life and like pausing doing shit, but it's also like you're not giving yourself time to think through these feelings and actually feel them out and solve them in like a healthy way. Your solution is just like, I'm not fucking doing this right now. I'm going to go have sex. And that's not good. Okay. So don't fucking do that. And that's what I did. So what she said at the end there was huge. But the beginning part, when she says like, if I'm seeing someone who is just railing 4 different bitches weeks ago, I'm going to have to head out. I have a different opinion on that, but I'll probably explain it. I'm going to keep reading some of these so I could get through them. In the 20s and no. Oh, so he's saying he's had sex in the 20s and no, he doesn't care. I've come to find that having sex is like finding the perfect skipping stone. All the other stones you've skipped were fun, but once you found the right stone, you just want to skip it all day. Well, that's not how skipping stones fucking work, because once you throw it, it's fucking gone. So once you found the right stone, you want to skip it all day. Yeah, but you can't. Listen, man, not the greatest analogy, but I hear where you're coming from. You know, one day you're going to fucking skip it and it's going to go 9 times and it's awesome. The next day, you might just do fucking 3 times and that's okay. Kind of a shit stone. You might find a stone one day that you know skips fucking awesome. And then you want to find that type of stone only from now on. You want to find that it's curved on the top and flat on the bottom because that gave you the good fucking sidearm flick. And now you start only looking for that type of stone, okay? And then you find a stone that's just so perfect that you don't even want to throw it, that you just want to keep it. And that's when you get fucking married, okay? That's how I would have worded the analogy. But I hear what you're saying, okay? Nope, as long as it doesn't go up while I'm seeing them. Ha ha ha. Yeah, hell yeah, man. You're funny. It may depend on what I'm looking for. If I want, the only reason that I gave like kind of a shitty answer to the last one is because so many people said that and so many people thought it was funny. And they're like, as long as it's not going up while we're dating. Shut the fuck up. It may depend on what I'm looking for. If I want a relationship, anything under 15 to 20 is no big deal, especially if I like the person. If it's like 60 plus, I may stop and make sure I do like the person and that they're looking for a relationship too. It's more of a hookup type situation. If it's more of a hookup type situation, I don't give a fuck. More experience, the better, since it's just about sex. She kind of words it perfectly. 15 to 20, it's pretty good. You've had sex with a lot of people, but it's not too many. If it's like 60 plus, I think everyone can agree that that's a lot. And it doesn't mean that you walk out on them. It just means that make sure that they actually want a relationship with you. Because once you've had sex with 60 people, it's fair to say that you're probably not really looking for quality sex. You're probably just looking to you're looking to have different women in your fucking bed, which is super fine. But it's cool that she didn't turn away from that. She just said, I want to make sure that they're actually looking for a relationship. And yeah, if it's just about sex and they've had sex with 60 people, they better fucking be good in bed. Because if they've had sex with 60 people and then they don't ride you, or it's just a guy that lasts 3 seconds and he fucking missionaries, then he's definitely lying about having sex with 60 people, or somehow he paid them all. Because there's no way. Word would go around in his school that he fucking missionary fucked me for 3 seconds and came on my leg. What a weirdo. That word would get around and girls wouldn't want to sleep with that guy. Therefore, there's no fucking way he got to 60. So usually if they've had sex with a lot of people, it's kind of a good thing because they're experienced. They're going to be good in bed. You're going to have a fun time. For example, I've slept with a lot of people and it just got fucking weirder after which is something to be proud of. But after 10, I was like, okay, you know what? I got to try a little bit more. We're going to try let's try anal. Let's try feet. Let's try fucking dressing up as a teacher. Let's try electrocuting yourself. All right, now you're at 30. all right, let's try fucking spitting in each other's face. Let's slap the shit out of each other. Then it starts getting weirder. And then I kind of stopped at a good time because I'm like weird as fuck. I'm definitely pervy in bed. I like to do weird shit that most people would be like, and even me, some of the things I do in bed, I'm so into. And then when I'm not horny, I'm like, that's fucking disgusting. Why did I do that? And then when I'm horny, I'm right back into it. Let's fucking, like, it's weird. But I think that's what having a lot of sex does to you. It like expands your preferences. But once you get too far, then you start getting into like, I think not like 60, but I think like 150 or maybe even more. I think those people are the people that have like the shit fetish and like the fucking pee in my, I don't know, pee anywhere on me type of fetish, which is not, I'm not into that. And I think I'm not into that because I very much enjoy the kinky things that I'm into now. It gets pretty weird, but I enjoy them all. And after you do shit for so long, stuff starts to become boring. And that's when you start like, okay, I don't know, shit on me. And that's just fucked up. Like, it just, you know what I'm saying? If you jerk off to, or masturbate if you're a girl, if you watch like lesbian porn for 5 years, you might start going into like, okay, now I want to try male on female. Now might want to try threesomes. Now I'm into orgies. Now I'm into like interracial. Now I'm into fucking, I don't know, midgets and fucking giants. You start changing over time. It's because the lesbian sex didn't quite do it for you. And then the fucking guy and girl was kind of getting boring. And then the threesomes, I've had enough of them. And that's when it becomes bad. Because that's when you start getting like sickening. Which is another reason why I try to not watch porn a lot. I try to just memories or like, you know, I don't know. I'll do porn once in a while. But I'll also try to just like not, because I have a fucking girlfriend. So I'll try to just wait, you know, see her, and that's when I have my fucking time, rather than like always watching porn and just racking up how annoyed I am with these like boring categories. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So this person says, I don't care what my partner's body count is. My body count is 2, and I regret it because I wish I'd saved myself for my significant other now. Or save myself until I knew it was the right time. Might seem stupid to most people, but it's important to me. This is a good guy, you know? Is it my type of guy? I mean, not as if I'm not into guys, but is this who I am? No. I'm the complete opposite way almost. But I can appreciate someone that appreciates sex, especially in today's fucking world. It's rare, you know? And it's really cool that he's got the fucking balls to be like, you know what, man? I wish I didn't have sex with the other 2. I wish I only had sex with this one. That's cool. You know, you could respect that. I never kept track, but probably over 30. This girl's just saying how many people she's had sex with. Didn't answer my question. Okay. No, not really, because it's the past. Unless she's got AIDS, then peace out. Nice. This guy says 0. He's had sex with 0 people. We're holy out here. Not really happy about it, but it is what it is. Listen, man, if you're not happy about it and your fucking mom is up your ass with this religious bullshit that you can't fuck someone until you get married, fuck someone and then tell your mom to go fuck herself. Okay? That's how that works. And if you're a hardcore Christian or whatever and you're mad at what I just said, then you're mad because you're missing out. Sex is a really good thing to do for people. I think it's good to do when you're in high school. It's good to like mess around, and it's really great to have sex with multiple people. It teaches you a lot about emotional response and body language and how to talk to someone and how to touch someone and how, like, when you're having sex for the first time, you go through the stages of like your girlfriend or whoever your partner is. You'll like try this, and if she doesn't like it, you try something else. If she doesn't like it, try something else. And it might only be like making out and like putting your finger in her ass or whatever, like little things that you try that you don't like. But eventually that turns into like you try slapping them, or you try to like be rough and pull their hair, or fucking like whatever it is. You try to do things, and then you realize what's too hard, what's too soft, what's a good amount, like what's a good amount of fucking slapping, and like what's too much, what's too little. That way, when you're an adult, you don't like go to have sex and just fucking slap the fuck out of them, and then they're knocked out cold, and you fucked up because you didn't know how to gauge it because you've never had experience. You know what I'm saying? So it's important for a lot of reasons. I think saving sex, if you're going to save sex, then you better find someone that also has not had sex. That's all I'm going to say. But this person says I'm not happy about it, so fucking go have sex with people. You know, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter what you fucking smell like. Well, it kind of does. It doesn't matter what you look like, though. It matters how you approach someone. If you just message them and you're like, hey, I want to put my penis in your ass, you're probably going to get a response that's like, I don't even know who you are. What the fuck are you saying? And then they're going to post on their story and laugh at you. But if you approach it as like you start off as friends, see where it goes, no expectations, but you also kind of want to have sex with them. And then later on, you're just like, hey, I kind of want to have sex with you. And then she tells you to go fuck yourself. And then it probably doesn't go through. I don't know. There's no way to do it, okay? It's easier said than done. Oh, no, it's actually not. It's easier done than said because it just comes natural and just shit happens. Hitting on a girl, there's not like a right or wrong way. I mean, there is a right or wrong way. Okay, the wrong way is just don't be fucking weird. Don't say hey, period. Don't just blurt out the things that you want to do to them in bed. Take it slow. What are you into? Have you ever watched? Name some movies that you like. Name some fucking activities that you like to do. A good question is, what do you like to do in your free time? That's a question you could ask someone that they will answer and say, you know, I like to go ice skating. I like to watch movies. I like to fucking whatever. It's a question that can start conversation really fast. So ask someone that question. Get on fucking Bumble and Hinge. And, I don't know, then you'll be good. You know, then you're good. This girl says, I've had sex with one. I'm such a whore. Not proud of it because it was with a fucking pussy ass. You know, now's your time to chime in and start fucking get to 6 or something. It doesn't mean you have to have sex with 50 people, but get to like 6 or 7, you know, and test it out first and then lock it in. I think that personally, I think a good number is 10. I think 10's a great number because it sounds good. You know, 10, it's like just at the fucking bridge of being double digits, but it's not crazy. You're not saying 50. And 10 gives you like a good, like if you can imagine like 3 people in high school, 6 people in college, you know, something like that. It's like, and then like a couple hookups here and there, or fucking 2 people in between summers. You get to around 11. That's a good number, and it's like normal. When you look at it as a few people in high school, a little bit more in college, you probably double it in college, and then your summers, you fucking met that one guy that you used to go to school with, and then you hooked up and it was fucking weird, but you did it. It makes sense that way. So I think around 10 to 15 makes sense. And it doesn't say anything bad about the person. God, there's so many fucking more. And I'm already at 35 minutes. All right. I'm going to do a fucking part 2 to this. Maybe I'm going to do it next week. I'm just going to directly fucking part 2. Maybe I'm going to record it now. No, I'm not going to do that. Fuck that. All right. Well, I didn't think I was going to talk this long. But this episode is going to be called the Sexual Partners Part 1. And next, literally directly next episode, I think. Fuck, but I have to do a Kicks only one. Can I do a Kicks only? Fuck. I don't know. This is going to be called Sexual Partners Part 1. Next episode, I'm going to continue off of the same questions, same topics, and I'm going to read all the fucking triggered responses, and we're going to get a little bit weird on the next one. Sorry I rambled a lot, but I think we covered a lot here. Part 2 will either be out on March 29th or on April fucking 5th. Either one. But it's gonna be here next week or the week after that. Until then, everybody have a great, happy quarantining. Maybe try, if you're a fucking adult and you could handle your own and you could do your own shit, maybe try a drug or two. Now's the time. You're safe. You're at home. Get a fucking friend, and maybe it's weird that I'm promoting this, but maybe try a little goofing around. And at the same time, if you're quarantining, if you only had sex with one or two people, now's the time to call someone up and be like, hey, instead of being alone, let's be together and let's have sex too. Say something like that. I love you all. Thank you for listening, and go Bears.